T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey guys, how's it going? Haven't seen you guys in a while. Man, who would have thought? Now we're on episode 9 for the ckBait show. I'm gonna be hanging out with you guys for a little bit. Just going a little solo for a little while, until Spectre comes in. But man, how's everyone going? How's everyone doing? How was everyone's holiday? Bring it in, guys. Let me know. We are 3 episodes away until we close out this season, because as you guys may know, we will be done with season 1 soon, which is crazy when you think about it, to think feels like we just started this yesterday. But yeah, guys, definitely get in the comments, let us know how your holidays were. Did you miss us? It has been a while. Let's see. We have Mr. in the building. How's it going, Mr.? He says, sigh as, why am I here, Lena? I am so mad at you right now. Why are you mad at me? Mr. Look, it is a new year, okay? Why are we still mad? Come on, we gotta let some things go, you know? But alright, let's see who else. We have Vet in the building who says, go play GFN at Mr. And he also says, blame Cowboy that you're here at Mr. LO. Mr. says, your dad was mean to me, so I'm taking my anger out on you. And he said, at Vet, he put laughing crying emoji. Mr. You can't really blame my dad. Did my dad hold anything to you and told you had to click on? You know you love watching our show every week. Can't get enough of us. Guys, Spectre will be on with us in a little bit. We're all just gonna be very patient. But man, how was your guys' holiday? Definitely, let us know how you guys enjoyed, everything. How are you guys feeling about this weather that we got going on right now, all over the world? And even these new variants and things like that that are coming out for this virus that is going on in this world. We have Vet who says, at Mr. It's okay, Cowboy is old. He doesn't know any better. Old people get like that. Vet also put the laughing, crying emojis. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Mr. says, I am forced to watch. I have no other option. LOL. We have a snowstorm coming tomorrow. Here in Jersey, we just had a snowstorm that started this morning around 2 a.m. And man, was it crazy. I've never had so much anxiety, ever. So it was crazy it took me almost 2 hours to get to work this morning. That's how bad it was. We have Vet who says it's negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit here. Holy crap. Mr. says it's around 5 degrees here, -2 earlier. Wow, guys, that's way below freezing. That is crazy. Here for us, it's 27 degrees. Whew. We have Crow in the building who says hey at Vet and hey at Mister. And Mister says, and I can't find my gloves, lol. You know what's crazy, Mister? I literally was just thinking about my gloves earlier today. And I have them in a tote somewhere, and I just didn't feel like having to get them out. We have Mr. also says, long time no see, Crow. It's been a few hours. And we have Jeff in the building who says, yo, console gamers. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? How was your holiday? Crow says, LOL. Yes, it has at Mister. And he also says, hey at Jeff. And hi, Lena. Hey, guys. So, guys, it's going to be me with you guys for a little bit. Spectre will be joining us in a bit. But yeah, let's keep the comments coming in. Guys, let's share this out. How do you guys feel that season 1 for the clickbait show will be coming to an end in about 3 episodes, which is crazy because it feels like we just started the show yesterday, but man, guys, we have some cool things we have in mind to come in for our next season. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. Mr. says having Jeff as a mob is a very dangerous thing to do. And Vet says, hey, Jeff. And he also says, did you ever hear back from Amazon Luna at Jeff? And Jeff said, ha, 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 moi. Man, I sure have missed you guys. Jeff said, Vet, of course not. And Crow said, sent us the laughing emoji, and he said, did at Jeff just delete your message? And now your Mamano says, did you read my comment? Dad, I didn't see your comment on here anywhere. Just saying. So I don't know if you said something that you weren't supposed to say, but your comment was not on here. Yeah, when I look on YouTube side, oh no, Mr. deleted his. Oh, I have no idea, Dad. Vet said Jeff just banned Mr. Anthony's boss is not happy. Wow. At Jeff, I'm everywhere. Remember that. They also said at Jeff, 1,000 accounts, loser. Vet says, go away, old man Anthony. And Jeff says, no, in time out. Huh. Yeah, Daddy, I don't know what comment you're talking about. That comment's not here, so. We have Crow who says, at Vet, can you quit promoting GFN? All these new people are significantly increasing my Crow wait times on the free tire. Vet says at Crow, laughing crying emoji. And now your mama knows says, who deleted my comment? Did you write a comment in here? Because you're, well, that's crazy because on YouTube side, all of Mister's comments are deleted. Yeah, no, there's no previous comment from you besides the one that you put down first, so I don't know. Don't know what you're talking about. Vet says at Crow, time to subscribe to the priority or the top dog 380 tier. Now, what kind of emoji is that? Oh, it's a rat. Okay, now your mama knows it's the rat emoji. Vet says, Anthony, you didn't write anything. You senile old man with the laughing crying emoji. Go take your meds. Yeah, I don't see a comment from you, so I think Vet is right. We have Anthony's boss is not happy, who says at Jeff, um, you time me out one more time and I'll leave Stadia and join GFN. You will only have Anthony to play with. What is with all the threats going on? Oh, yeah, that's crazy. You guys are hilarious. I can't. Yeah, I didn't yeah, I still don't know what you're talking about. Vet says at Anthony's boss is not happy. Come to the GFN side. GFN actually gets games every week. And now your Mamano says you're not seeing my comments. I am, but I didn't see the one that you're talking about. Jeff says if you leave Stadia, make sure you tweet a hate Stadia message like everyone else. And our Mamano said it said Sandy. Sandy what? Yeah, all I seen was the rat emoji. I have no idea what we're talking about. Anthony is Anthony's boss is not happy. Says, "Yes, I think I will join GFN. I can play with 5 Mbps." And now Mamano says, it said Sandy looks like a rat. Wow, that's kind of rude. Rude, rude, rude. Vet says, no one wants to see your comments, Anthony. And he puts LMAO. Anthony's boss is not happy, says, can't do with Stadia. So I wonder if this is just Mr. Jeff says, yes, let's play for GFN so we can pay for the pleasure to play games I got for free. And Vet says Anthony's boss is not happy. You can play Guardians of the Galaxy on your mobile phone with a good cloud platform. And Anthony's boss is not happy, says at Vet. Sounds good to me. I still need to play that game from beginning to end. Think I'll do think I'll just do that. And Norm Romano says, I'm waiting for GFN to buy me out so I can stream Stadia sucks and how awesome GFN is. Wow. What? Anthony's boss is not happy, says, I pay Anthony $7 per hour. Due to Jeff's unprofessionalism, I'll be lowering his pay to $3.20 per hour. Technically, that's illegal, isn't it? Just saying. Just saying. That can't be legal. You guys are already starting out to be hilarious. That says, now your mama knows. GFN doesn't buy people. They actually enjoy using a cloud gaming service to play good quality games. He also says $3.20 is pretty steep. Might want to lower that down to $1.50 an hour. Why would you want to get paid less? Anthony's boss is not happy, says it's the laughing crying emoji. That should be enough to pay rent for his new cardboard box of a home. Wow, that's messed up. That is messed up. That was a little harsh, don't you think? I mean, maybe just a tad bit too harsh. And now Romano says, they don't buy people. Vet says, go enjoy your idle games and Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol. Um, they're cute, sweet little games. Man, guys, so considering we're in 2022, what are some new things you guys would expect for Stadia to start? I don't want to say start showing, but would start to have like, you know, available for people. Like, are there any new games you guys are hoping to see and come out with Stadia during this year that you guys heard about? Are there anything that you guys are like looking forward to playing and things like that? Vet says, I want names, Anthony. Who did they buy? Anthony's boss is not happy, puts the laughing crying emoji, and Vet says, buying people is illegal. I totally agree. It cannot be legal to buy anyone. All right, guys. So we have the man of the hour. Prepare yourselves. All right, for Spectre.
And his name is John Cena!
What's up, guys?
Because I hadn't seen him.
Welcome. How is it going? Thank you so much, Lena, for carrying the show while I was stuck in traffic, so to speak. Appreciate you helping me out. Can you hear me, Lena? Or I'm not sure if you can hear me. Nice to meet you. Anthony's boss is not happy. Oh, nice. Thank you.
Oddly, like I can hear you, but it's like this weird kind of like slow-mo thing going on. I have no idea.
Interesting. Let me see. It looks like
This happened with me earlier, and what I had to do was I had to kind of like leave and come back in. It was really weird.
Yeah, I remember that happened last time too. I wonder what's going on at the cause of it. But yeah, thank you, Lena. Thank you for carrying the whole show earlier today. Awesome. We've got Cowboy, got Anthony's boss is not happy, Jeff, and we got Vet. We've got Mr. Urban World earlier, but he looks like he was not here. Did he get timed out or something again still? What's up, Crow? How's it going? I see. Yeah, it looks like Lena does have indeed issues. But while Lena is checking out her technical difficulties here, let me.
I think I figured out the problem.
Oh, what happened?
When I clicked on the link, it didn't open in my web page, so it was just like in the background of whatchamacallit, Twitter. So it was just really weird.
Interesting.
But everything's good. Yeah. What I do is, just in case this happens, what I do is I have it open. I have YouTube open up on my laptop, and I actually watch the show. So that's how I usually know when things are going on.
Oh, I see. Also, your dad said I can hear him pretty good. Just leave and come back or buy a better laptop.
It wasn't even on my laptop, so I don't know what he's talking about. I'm on my phone. For me to be on my laptop, I discovered earlier.
Oh, looks like we got a lag issue. Like they have a connection. Did Cowboy cut off Lena's internet? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We lost you, Lena.
Yeah, I like seen that. I was like, all right, maybe we're just gonna have to switch to a living.
I was saying maybe Cowboy cut off your internet.
Well, yeah, right. Like my dad would be that person, just cut stuff off.
Jeff says, "Hey, Lena, your father should get you a new computer, a new $5,000 computer."
I mean, hey, my birthday is coming up.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Hey,
Yeah.
Crow, how's it going? Crow says, "If I can afford a $5,000 computer, you would never see me on Stadia anymore." True. True. I mean, who would be? You know, like if you got that brand new shiny toy. Is it AT&T for cell service? Is
Right,
it?
maybe this will be better.
Let's see. Then get your GFN priority for 6 months. Anthony's boss is not happy. He's saying, "So Spectre, could you tell me more about this community?" Well, if you're just asking specifically about the Stadia Bash community, it is a community of Stadia content creators. Our main goal is just to create, promote new talent, and just really any small up and coming streamers. We help them get their content, Stadia content, and anything else otherwise as a way to promote all of their stuff. You're here to you can reach out to us and we just help you promote all of your stuff. We don't really ask for anything in return or any other fees or anything like that. No fees applied at all. Just tell us that you want us to promote your stuff for Stadia, and we can do that. And let me see here. Just use the 3080 tier for GFN, then you get a 3080 RTX 3080. Don't talk to Jeff. Jeff equals Stadia hater troll.
Oh
Thank you. So is it true that Stadia has 3080? I'm not quite sure. I haven't really been up to date with the new server blades, unless they might have updated something. Because, to my knowledge, they didn't really change or anything. Or if they did, they would have changed it, or they would have told us. Let's see. But the Twitter people keep saying Stadia is dead. I know. I mean, gee, I don't know. I mean, I wonder what's keeping my my farming simulator up still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I every time I go on Twitter, like the first thing that I see on the feed is like someone saying that Stadia is dead or something just negative about Stadia, and I'm like, dude, you're probably someone who like played probably once or twice and then just never did it again, and now you just like have an issue.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's also people who just tend to just follow people who say, "Oh, don't try it," or they never tried it themselves because they just believed whoever told them from.
Right.
It's like just give it a shot. Stadia hasn't updated since 2019. Nice to meet you as well, Lena. We keep losing our employees.
Yes, really. As well.
Actually, I haven't really had any problems with it. I've had a family member play Farming Simulator, and so far it's been fine for us at least. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm Harvard. Oh, I kind of figured.
Well, it's funny, all his comments, like I was looking, I was like, all his comments got deleted, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I was kind of expecting that that it was him, because when he said I'm new to this, because he did that to me last time a while ago. I'm like, oh, that sounds like some urban would say. Purchase let the criticize platform. I mean, yeah, everybody's allowed to criticize something, just just be constructive about it. Don't just say, "Oh, it sucks," because it sucks. Everybody, the rest of the world is saying that. Fun and simply as well. It's easier ever. I think that's possible. I mean, I haven't really had any reported errors or any like issues with mine, at least. But yeah, it's the start of a new year. I just wanted to talk about that. What do you guys think? How is everybody's New Year's? Is everybody working on their resolutions? Lena, how was your New Year, resolution wise, or anything like that?
It's funny. So me personally, I didn't have one for myself, but I'm usually I'm late almost every day for work. So my boss was like, "All right, well, I feel as though your New Year's resolution should be you're gonna try to be on time or early for work at least 4 out of the 5 days of the week." And I was like, "What? I don't even have that as a resolution because I can be on time if I really wanted to. Not that I'm saying I don't want to be on time, but this was the first full week that we've had for this year, and I actually was on time, or not on time, but I was early every day this week except for today. But today was the exception of like we had a snowstorm, so when I woke up this morning, I
Yeah.
looked out the window. It was like everything was covered in snow, but it was still snowing heavy, and the roads were crazy. And I kid you not, almost uh I was on the road for almost 2 hours, but I was almost an hour and a half late for work. So it was crazy.
Goodness.
My boss was
Well,
like, "Oh, you're really gonna take it this serious about being late to work?" I'm like, "Listen, we're not even gonna go there right now."
yeah, it's snowing. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
take it
like
too
we're
much.
not even gonna go there right now.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't really have a New Year's resolution. I would have said start working out more, but I've been
Yeah,
doing that already. So, um, I think it's just for me, New Year's is or resolution wise is just get on it. Really, just stay busy. I've been
yeah,
all because I've spent the most of last 2020 pretty much going like, oh, this is fun. I want to do this. I want to get into this, and then I guess I'll just add it to my other list of things I need to get done.
yeah.
So this year for me is just the year of doing really because I've been finally on my coding bootcamp lessons that I'm on, and then I'm on filmmaking courses, and
Nice.
might do probably start doing school again soon, maybe who knows. So I've got probably like 2 or 3 or 4 things that I have on my plate, but I feel like it's time to just do something, just get up and just do something that you want to do. It's been a while, so
Yeah.
you know it's been great for me. I hope everybody's having great New Year's resolution as well. Also, thank you guys so much. 8 people, 7 or 8 people tonight at the ckBait show. Whoop, whoop. but yeah, super happy you guys are hanging out with us and just talking with us tonight. Just gonna be a chill and hectic, chill stream because we've spent all of our days being busy for the week. So hope everybody's been doing great. Um,
Yeah.
Let's check back at the comments here for a little bit. My resolution is to be a troll.
Okay.
I mean, didn't Jeff get promoted last time from our SPCN broadcast last time? At the head of troll security. Let's see. Your resolution has been completed, referring to Vet's resolution is to have fun. Yo, what's up, Squids? How's it going, buddy? Ooh, I see you're rocking the new logo. I like it. I like it, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, because I made another logo for Squids because I meant to tell him thank you because I read the book that he gifted me last year, last Christmas,
Oh,
which
nice.
was The
Yeah.
Slight Edge. A really great book, by the way. It's just a self-help book, and it's something that I've applied to my life as of like till this day. So you guys definitely read that book. It's on Amazon. You can I believe you can get it on audiobook form and just a regular old paperback. So definitely check it out. Highly recommend it. Sorry guys, chat wasn't working, but I'm back. Hey, nice.
Yeah, sure it wasn't, because you was just on
Welcome.
here talking all that mess.
Yeah, with the other account. Spectre's resolution is to complete his invisibility cloak and bulletproof vest and car. Well, yeah, actually, to think about that, I have been back on my research on that, so
Nice.
added to my list of things that I've been doing lately. How are we? Well, we are great. I hope. I can't say for everybody, but I hope everybody's doing great. But I'm doing great. Lena, are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
That's that's good to hear. It's always happy to hear to start the year right.
Yeah.
My plant-based buddy. We need to get Jeff a plant-based pizza to calm him down. Well, to be fair, well, I mean, what am I saying? The Whole Foods is good. Like I've had their vegan pizza back then, and it's really great. They have really great stuff in there too. Yo, Spectre, Lena, Jeff, Vet, and Mr. Open World. Urban is back indeed. So I fixed my clock. It said I was timed out. Good question. Does Urban World really have a Twitter? Interesting. I see. Digital too. Oh, okay, nice. So, yeah, definitely check that out. I highly recommend that book. Really great read. It's gonna help you. I think it will change the way you look at things. Definitely. Yeah, Urban World does agree to as well. I came across this it's like a really tiny thing in the menu. It's called Mojo Chicken. I don't know what it is exactly, but it tastes really good. It's
Mojo Chicken?
Yeah. It's I think like the best way to describe it flavor wise for me, I think is it's like a cross between like your street food, grilled chicken, and it's got like this I think it's like I don't know. It's kind of minty. I don't think it's minty. I feel like it's like some sort of like lemongrass or something like that,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. Really good. Highly recommend it.
Sounds interesting.
It's really easy to miss too. So if you guys watch that, like be on the lookout for it. It might be like on a little tiny thing, but totally worth it in my opinion. So good.
I might have to keep my eye out for that.
Yeah, definitely. Just just be on the lookout for that. Whatever you get, because they don't call it whole paycheck for a reason. So for nothing. Oh man, yeah. Whole Foods is pretty expensive though. I've shopped there once. And I looked at it and I'm like, what the? That's so expensive.
I think I might have been inside of a Whole Foods like once or twice, but I don't think I've ever I've never personally shopped there. I mean, I've gone with someone who shopped there, but not me personally. But I've been to like a Wegmans.
Is that what is that? Is that a like a Whole Foods type of regional?
Wegmans is crazy. Like that place is huge. It's like the biggest supermarket I've ever seen in my life. They got like almost everything you can think of. You can get hot foods from different like that. They do hot foods from like different cultures, and it's just crazy. They have fresh bakery that they do with like all of their baked goods and their like breads and their rolls. It's crazy.
That's
It's like
really...
a huge, it's like a huge supermarket that has like everything you can think of.
Okay. I don't think we have that here in the West Coast. I think we only got, I think Trader Joe's is pretty much the only other place other than Whole Foods if you want to do that. But that's more of that's like the same thing basically, more in line of Whole Foods. And then we got think Sprouts is another one, but that's more
Okay.
of basic. Yeah, it's kind of like I guess I think like the best way to describe it is more of like Whole Foods, but Walmart Whole Foods, I guess, because it's
Okay.
because their whole thing is like, oh, you don't have to enjoy organic and natural food for more. Which I mean, I agree. I feel like you shouldn't. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like crazy how sometimes all these organic foods are more than your regular processed food, which I thought
Yeah.
it would be more the other way around. But I guess that's
Well,
the world.
in order for people to eat healthy, they gotta be willing to spend that money.
Yeah, I thought you were outside of the USA. Well, I did grow up outside of the USA. I moved here when I was 13 years old. Um, which, fun fact, not many know this, but English is my first language still, even though I grew up from another country. um, yeah, I learned English first, only because I've been watching a lot of Cartoon Network when I was a kid, and it just happened to be the only show that was in English at that point when we were
Wow.
watching. So as a result, I ended up speaking English first, and people made fun of me as a kid because nobody understood me. So, so yeah.
Wait,
Um,
so they made fun of you in the Philippines because you spoke English and they didn't?
yeah, because they just couldn't understand me, and usually, and sometimes, and not really sometimes. I wonder if it's still a thing. I think it is still, but there usually like you have people who speak English. They kind of view it as, I guess, like pretentious or kind of like, oh, you're too fancy, in a way. But yeah, so they never really understood me. So I would just speak English, and then I just never, I guess, learned. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of learned it because apparently, according to my dad, I don't remember exactly how the story went, but he just he just told me, he's like, all right, in English, he's like, all right, time to go. And then I think I was like 5 or 6 or 7, something like that.
Yeah.
And I just turned around and I just told him like a different language, and he was just surprised that I just understood him. and I was able to speak it. So I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But yeah, English is my first language. Let's see, what's your language? Well, it's a dialect, I guess. It's more of, well, there's a lot of dialects back at home. So my dialect happens to be close to more of like Spanish, more like because you see like loan words and things like that. Um, Wrestling is so good tonight. You know, not to deviate a little bit. Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, I definitely do. Because growing up, I had to learn. Well, basically, we had to learn three languages, which is English, and then Tagalog, and then dialect, pretty much depending on whichever region you are. So pretty much growing up, I learned all three languages. So we learned two of them at school, and then one of them just dialect, pretty much everything you live, where you live. You know. Yeah. Oh, okay lang. Ikaw, kumusta? So, so yeah, that's a bit there. But yeah, speaking of wrestling, growing up back at home, I used to hang out with my, well, before I went to school, I used to hang out with my grandma because she would, she has a business making hats and whatever merchandise, right? So it would be her and three old ladies. Well, she watches over them, obviously, but it's like these
Yeah.
three old ladies that would just sew hats all day, and we would watch. I remember vividly. We used to watch Monster Jam, and if
Yeah.
it's not Monster Jam, it's WWE. So, so that's
That's
where
funny.
yeah, that's where all the obsession I used to watch as a kid. Like I would watch WWE with them, and I come back from school, and we just saw hats all night or all day, and I would just
Yeah.
watch it, and we would all watch it, and they're just like super into it, and yeah, it was pretty funny just now that I think about it, because all the stuff I got exposed to as a kid, I watched it with old people, so WWE
You
with the
watch
old
it with old
ladies,
people.
yeah, and they were
Yeah.
like my mom, pretty much like my like three moms because they never got married, never got kids. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was like a kid. And then we've got also we used to have a neighbor as well. They used to play. I forgot how old he is. I think he was like in his 60s at the time, and I was like 4 or something, or I don't know, whatever age Resident Evil the first one came out. So he had his PlayStation in his living room. And I would just go over there every night, or not every night, but every afternoon, and just watch there. So I would just watch Resident Evil from this guy in his 60s on PlayStation 1. So that was an interesting thing for me. Yeah.
I was always that kid for my dad that like we watched wrestling so much that he'll sit there and he'll like sing a theme song, and I would instantly like know who that wrestler was. So I'd be like, so he'll be like, guys, watch this, and he'll just start going, and I'll be like, oh, that's Kurt Angle, or that's Stone Cold, or that's this person or that person. My dad, I kid you not, felt so proud to have a daughter who like knew her wrestling characters and moves. And I used to put my brother, it got so bad to the point that like my mom would be like, they can't watch wrestling because my brother would try to like do the moves on us girls. And
Oh,
then I like kind of switched the roles, and I would put my brother in the walls of Jericho, and my dad would have to get me off of him because I would do it too serious enough that like my brother would be crying and like tapping out seriously on the ground, and I
oh,
used to call it the walls of Lena because of how well I did it. So
yeah.
yeah.
Nice, nice. That is awesome. I I remember my cousins, like we never really, yeah, we would always talk about wrestling when we were kids, and all the girls in my cousin's family would just be like, nah, they're not into it. They don't even know what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're into the other stuff, whichever things kids were or girls that age back in the day were, you know. But yeah, I remember we were like, yeah, we were just so into it. I did because my favorite wrestler back then, everybody knows who this is, but you know, it's the Wolverine, the guy who used to do the crippler crossface, and I did that to my friend once, and
Oh my god.
yeah, and he didn't. I remember this is how we met because I showed him it, I demonstrated it to him, and then he just kept tapping, and I didn't let go for some reason. So I don't know. It's like I guess I just got carried
Oh
away
my
because it was
god.
wrestling. So and then he got mad
Oh
at
my
me.
god.
But then,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it was the start of many of my friend getting mad at me, and then um, not getting mad at me. But you know, we were kids. Kids do stupid stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we would like play wrestle here at the house, my dad and my brother, like their thing was to always act like they were doing like the switching music on someone,
Oh,
or a spear, or um the F5, and we would pretend to do those things, but sometimes you'll get the serious things like a headlock or um
yeah, yeah.
Walls Jericho. But with the headlock, my dad taught us how to get out of it. So then we would start to do that to each other. But sometimes it'll get to a point where like we'll put each other in the headlock and not realize that we're actually doing it for real. And then the other person's crying, telling about get get off me.
Yeah,
But I mean, those were the good times. We can't do that nowadays. So we'd be like, "Yo, man, why you gotta be so rough?" When we were younger, it was like, "All right, we just gonna go
yeah.
at it." So yeah.
That's funny because that's exactly how I'd picture cowboy to be. Growing up as cowboy, little cowboys kids.
Yeah.
It does sound fun though. I never really had. I just remember we had because growing up, Philippines is kind of a conservative country. You know what I mean? So like to the rest of the other people, it's I don't know about now. I'm pretty sure it's changed since then, but
Yeah.
back then, I remember we used to watch it, and then it'd be like the older folks would be like, "Oh, what are you watching? That's so violent," and we're just like, "No, it's not. It's just wrestling." But it was fun as a kid, but
Yeah.
yeah, I remember we used to do that, like just play wrestle on bed. I'm surprised it didn't even break back in the day because we would just like do all of the jumps and stuff like that, like all the
Yeah.
maneuvers.
Yeah,
Um,
you got to do the swanton bomb, and
Yeah, definitely. I used to do that, whatever that little worm move that Scotty Too Howdy does back in the day. Or is it Scotty Too Howdy?
um,
I forgot his
I
name.
don't, I don't, I don't. I know what movie you're talking about. I don't remember what it was called, but I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, the worm. I remember that. That was like one of my signature stuff to do back then. My friends would be like, "Do it again," and I would just do it at school, and it'd be like on cement too. So I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
Oh God.
Oh, that's crazy. Your sister made you learn that. I wonder why though. Why that? Why Tagalog specifically? Specifically,
Yeah.
it's the boy Suave. What's up, Suave? How's it going? Thank you for dropping by tonight, hanging out with us. LOL
Hey,
at Hello.
Suave.
My favorite wrestler was Shawn Michaels. That sweet chin music. Yeah, mine too. I think the my favorite ever back in the day was when they did the DX stuff because I was like, whoa, this is so cool. Like this is so edgy.
Oh, like DMX. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, your physical therapist. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just read that wrong then. He told me he would never speak. What? Interesting. You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, now that I remember, I used to have, I knew someone that their relative or whatever, like they were dating someone, and he was like this guy. He was not Asian at all, just to say that, just to put it out there. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, I just thought it was funny because he moved all the way to where she was in like the middle of Texas, and
Oh my
and she
God.
goes, and my aunt was like, "Oh, okay, like so, what did you teach him the first time?" And then, um, like me being me, I just expect like the regular like the basics like, "Hey, how are you?" Whatever. But she goes, "Oh, I just went on and just taught him how to say like this full prayer," and I'm like, "What?" Okay, I was like the most random thing. I was just not expecting it. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Nothing beats Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Oh, what's up, Stadia Pro? How's it going?
Wow. Hey.
And Jim Duggan as well. Oh man, I never got a chance to ever watch the older ones. I know, like I was aware of WCW and all that, but I never got a chance to watch it back in the day. I just remember Booker T doing the infamous like blooper he did one time when he did like the whole Hulk Hogan thing when he was like brand new. Not sure if you ever seen
Yeah.
that, but yeah, that's the only thing I ever kind of watched it. But I do wish I should probably watch it at some point. I haven't really watched wrestling since um the days when I think the last time I remember was Randy was the heel and then Chris Jericho came back. And other than that, like I haven't
Chris
seen.
Jericho, I feel like he came back so many times.
Is he still active? I haven't really been watching any wrestling at
um,
all.
I kid you not, I haven't really been watching. I think the last time I watched wrestling was maybe a pay-per-view or two ago. Um, but I usually have like my dad just catch me up really quick beforehand.
Oh yeah.
Because one thing I still watch is WrestleMania. That's one thing we still watch in this household, like a ritual, that isn't missed. So,
Yeah.
and like even with my brother, like my brother tried to catch up on wrestling, like with a crash course of like going through what's on the DVR. And then we'll be out here going crazy for WrestleMania. Our house used to be packed with people for every pay-per-view.
Oh wow.
So, we're used to doing it big. And
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
us were making bets like, all right, who do you think is going to win this match? So it's, um, so we're used to doing things like that. Um, Growing up, my favorite wrestler was always Cody Rhodes before he left and joined
Nice.
uh, AEW. And um, my favorite wrestler that I've had for the longest time is The Miz. And he actually has his own show now, besides wrestling, with his wife. And I watch that religiously and
That's good.
pretty much just follow things, that way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And, they when it came down to Cody Rhodes, when he was going through all his stages of like Dusty Rhodes and all that, yeah, yeah.
Was he Stardust? Was that him?
He no Stardust was his brother, if I'm not
Was it?
mistaken.
Or I was thinking of Stardust, and then there's like that guy Goldust or something like that. So I thought that was him. That was the one that was like the silver one, and then I forgot his name.
Okay, yeah. So Cody Rhodes was Stardust.
Oh, that was him. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I heard that he wasn't really utilized really good in WWE. I heard because he was just giving like he was given not that great storylines or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I heard
He wasn't he wasn't given the best. Now Goldust was his brother Dustin Rhodes. So you had Cody Rhodes and you had Dustin Rhodes. And Goldust was Dustin. Dustin was the one who was the guy that like, wore the dresses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, even back to the WWF days. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Back when SmackDown had games and Raw. I remember. I think my favorite part was the drafts. I think that was so cool. But I remember when John Cena came out. I was like, "What? He's on Raw." I'm like, man, I wish I could see him though. But still, what? When they played him.
Yeah.
But man, I think my favorite of all time. I have to say, I feel like John Cena is always going to be the most memorable to me, just because when he used to come out with that whole Thugonomics gimmick, it would just come out and roast people.
When he first started out.
Yeah,
He thought about going back to that, and he did for a few weeks, and then
he disappeared.
Went back to
I just couldn't see him anymore. I'm just like, oh, come on, man. Just showed up the one time and come back like blue ball the hell out of everybody. Why?
Honestly, I kid you not. I feel as though that after him and Nikki Bella had their breakup and things like that happened, that you just didn't really see him much, and they didn't really have him in storylines all that much anymore. And I think it just became a thing of now he was doing more movies. It was kind of like the Rock situation. Now he's starting to do more movies and TV shows and make his money that way.
Well, good for them though, honestly, because I mean, no matter what, if your movie is still crap, whichever way, I mean, everybody still knows you're John Cena, and then if your movies
everyone will still be watching it, right? Yep. And they'll still make money.
Yeah, like even if your movies are bad or they're good, doesn't matter. Like you're still gonna make money off that residual.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be somewhere where some streaming show's not gonna pay for it or whatever. But honestly, good for them though. I mean, they really should, because wrestling is pretty much a physical sport. So, if you're in that kind of industry, you always have to do something on the side.
Listen, every time my dad would talk about different matches, and I always tell my dad, one match I would never forget is Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, because I remember they used to be like the tightest of brothers and things like that before Eddie Guerrero passed away. Was the I Quit match. And I will never forget how he had Rey Mysterio upside down with his legs through the metal posting that they had for the sign. And he had a chair and was taking that chair to his knees. And Rey Mysterio ended up having to get knee surgery because of that. But man, I just seeing that and seeing the pain and seeing the fact that Rey Mysterio was not going to say I quit, so he finally couldn't take the pain anymore. Like, that was crazy. I would never forget that match.
Yeah, I remember that was such a crazy storyline. I remember.
Right.
As a kid, because I don't know what, but I was like the most dedicated. I guess like one of those dedicated fans that were like, people told me, "Oh, it's fake, right?" And I'm like, "No, it's not. No, it's not. Like someone got injured. Look."
Right.
And then I remember seeing Eddie and Ray, and I was like, "No, why?" It was like watching your parents get divorced right in front of you as it happens, and I'm just like, "No." But yeah, I was so sad that happened, like the whole storyline that went through. And of course, I was super sad when Eddie died too, because Eddie was one of my favorites back in the day too. Like I used to do his
Yeah,
little dance
guys.
back in the day in school. Used to do that cocky dance when we used to play tag. Like we played.
Yeah.
My voice cracked a little bit, but it's whatever. We played tag, like it was like a pastime for us as kids, but it wasn't like tag, like I'm gonna like blah blah. Like we went full on sprints playing tag. Like
Yeah.
you ever seen those tag shows, or have you ever seen Extreme Tag? Basically, it's kind of like that, where people are like super serious, like doing all these like cool hoops and jumps and stuff. Like that's what we used to do when we played tag.
Yeah.
And like that was pretty intense back in the day. And I remember we played, and somehow someone was mad at me, and they pretty much convinced everybody to not like me or not talk to me like the whole half a day. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's how crazy it was. It was like, like, hey, I don't like what this kid did. Like, you better not be friends with
Yeah.
him. I don't know why, but kids do stupid stuff.
Man, I feel like because of my dad, we had a lot of kids that we just never met before, like us instantly. My dad would take us to the park, and there's a park in Pennsylvania. Well, there used to be a park in Pennsylvania anyway, because they tore the park down a few years ago. But there was a park in Pennsylvania, and no one never really knew the actual name of the park except for calling it the Castle Park because the park was built in the shape of the castle, and it was huge. But they had so many different obstacle courses. They had the crab nets and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
my dad, as soon as we get there, we'll be those kids that run around with other kids, and then next thing you know, my dad's like, "All right, we're gonna play Fear Factor," and like he'll create all these little obstacle courses throughout the park for us, and we have to see who can finish it first. And literally, you'll have like me, my brother, my sister, our cousins will come with us. And then you'll have like 20 kids that we just met at the park that day who were like, "Oh, I want to play. You guys are cool." And like, you just have like 30 kids running around a park, doing all these crazy things. And my dad always made sure like it was safe enough for us to do, but also a little bit challenging at the same time where we shouldn't have gotten hurt. So
Yeah.
that's how we would have our fun growing up. Like we would do that. And that's how we would make our friends, while we're at the park. And then we'd just be like, hopefully we see you next time we come.
Yeah.
And, sometimes we would, sometimes we wouldn't. But it's just kids. It's how we do. But yeah, my dad was that person that'd be like, all right, here's what we gonna do, create a little obstacle course, and we just be going in it. So it was pretty cool. We would do the same thing at like Veterans Park and that we have out here in Hamilton, and there's another park, but I can't really remember it, right? Or Mill Creek Park. That's a park that's here in Willingboro, close to our house. And there they have a giant hill. So like we would roll down. We were those kids that rode down hills. So
Yeah.
we would like roll down the hill, and hopefully you didn't hit a rock that like kind of just snagged you down along the
Yeah.
way. But it was still fun though. It's like roll down, not knowing what was in the grass, even though there's like snakes around here. So
Yeah.
you know.
That's funny. That's the good old days though. That's fun. That's really
Yeah,
fun.
like if you try doing that, like seeing kids trying to do that stuff now, man, you tell a kid. I was just talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, when I was younger, we used to roll down hills," and they were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, we used to just roll down the hills. You ever
Yeah.
just lay down on your side and just roll and see how fast you can go?" And they're like, "And you never got hurt?" I'm like, I mean, there were some moments where like there was probably a rock that you didn't see through the grass, and you kind of just got up and, oh, look, I got a little scratch, but you were all right. You would get up and do it again. And they like looked at me like I was crazy and was like, "Why would you do that to yourself?" And we're like, "Listen, we used to do some crazy stuff." But my dad and one of his exes from a long time ago, her nephew and us, we had. You ever have those like cars that some like Fisher Price cars that you get in? It's usually like a red bottom with a yellow top, and it's got
Oh
like the
yeah, yeah.
steering wheel in it, but you have to move it with your feet. We
Yeah.
would get in one of those at the top of a hill, and everyone else would slowly push you. And we would see who would be able to stay in the car the longest going down the hill. Even though that car is now tumbling, over. Or we'll get in a wagon and we'll have like 3 of us in a wagon holding on to the side and just push each other. Like we used to do the craziest things, and like surprisingly we never broke anything. But
Yeah.
we used to do things like that when we were with my dad. And my dad didn't know half the time that we were doing it until someone got hurt. Now we have to go and tell him that's what we were doing. But like we used to have fun. That's how we had fun. I feel like kids nowadays, they'll never really know fun in that kind of aspect because now they got all this technology. They don't have to go outside and do anything. They can just sit in the house and get everything from their phone at the click of a button. But that's what we used to do, man. That,
Yeah.
those were the good old days. The
Yep.
good old days.
Now things are just different. It's like, you can't do this, right? Because it's going to do this to your funny bone. You're connected to your thumb.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you do that, you could possibly snap your neck. Like, yeah, I knew that when I was younger, but we still did it. Like,
yeah. It's like, what? Okay. I didn't know it's that hazardous. I'm like, that's fine, I guess. The funny thing is about those Fisher Price things, I never knew that you actually are supposed to steer those, because for the longest time when I was a kid, I used to just scooter it. Like I would just go full on sprint with my legs and then just steer, and all these kids are just like twisting and turning it like little tiny cars, and I'm just like over here like driving like I'm an Autobahn with that thing.
yeah, right.
My late brother used to put me in an ankle lock at Stone Cold Stunning. Dang, that's crazy. He used to also give me noogies and I'd cry. Oh goodness! Welcome back, cowboy. I've been suplexed into the couch, Mr. Monroe. That does sound painful, though. I feel like if I do that now, like my back is just gonna be like rest in peace. It's just gonna be GG. It's gone for me.
When my dad would do that to us sometimes, because we'll all three, me, my brother, and my sister, will all three stand in the line, and my dad will like do that one by one. And man, when I say like as a kid, like you don't think about it hurting your back, but I kid you not, now that I'm older, I'm like, man, a lot of the back pain I had now is from all the crazy, dumb stuff we were doing as a kid. Like it catches up to you.
It really does. Like I honestly tried I think like a couple years back or something like that. I tried to see if I could do a backflip in a bounce castle, and I folded like a lawn chair. Like I had flexibility I never knew I had when I just landed on my neck.
Yeah.
On that, and I remember being scared laying down because I thought, okay, is this it? Like, am I gonna be paralyzed? Like, I'm laying there in the middle of a bouncy castle with a bunch of kids like jumping like around me, and I'm just like, okay, should I move my toe? Like, can I see? Like, can I look down?
Like, if it's safe to move, it's one of those moments where like you'd be like, nobody move.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
because you're just scared, and then eventually like you just turn over without thinking about it and be like, oh, I guess I'm all right, let me just get back over, just or like, let me just roll out of here.
Yeah, it's like all slow motion. You're just like, okay, go back. Like I'm out of breath.
Right, like you just aired yourself out for a second. Let me catch my breath, like, yeah.
I would beat each other's try. Jeez. I was born in '89, so my childhood was in the '90s, but my siblings were born in '86. Dang, that's a good time. Got best of both worlds. Duck Hunt, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Oh man, best times. Lost for the Ages. Ronald Mallet, Time Machine. I think I know what you're talking about because I've seen that before. If I'm not mistaken, I heard someone got debunked and they said it was like a fake video or something like that. Pretty crazy, but actually, let me do a quick little search. Might be let's see if I can. Well, no, never mind. It's a different one. It was like an old ad. I forgot what it was, because it was like this ad of this guy. Well, it's not an ad, but it was like a video of this guy talking about like he saw a leak on a sink and he started crawling, and then he met someone, and then there was like a video of them showing like the same tattoo and stuff. And it was wild. It was like an old video. It's like a time travel video that I can't find for some reason. Let me see. See if I can do a quick search. Aha! Looks like I might have found it. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I could skim through all of this mess. Okay. Yeah, there you go. This should be fine. Okay, there you go. All right, we can do that. So, SVG calling himself old. I actually sent him a page-long email and actually sent the foundation for a new lifetime machine and the others are progressing. Do you have a dollar? No, go ask your parents. Oh goodness, I'm sorry guys. We got so caught up with all this nostalgia talk that it's like so much a page of all the comments to go to.
Yeah.
We are all old. Honestly, I feel that way too sometimes. I feel like my back is just kind of killing me a little bit. Because, I stopped gambling. Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm living in a Twilight Zone.
Well, it's crazy. So for me, I growing up, like I would have these moments where like I would complain about like back pain and things like that. And I was diagnosed with tendonitis when I was 12. And it's a disorder where like, it affects your joints and your muscles and things like that due to
Yeah.
trauma. So definitely doing the things we used to do when we were younger. Like affected that a lot. And I didn't know until I got older. And like now it's affected me the most now that like I'm an adult, and especially like with the job that I have now, I'm always heavy lifting stuff. And so like every now and then I'd be like, all right, I gotta sit down because my back is killing. And they'd be like, man, you're the youngest one here. How are you acting like you're the oldest? And I'm like, listen, you don't understand. Like I have a condition that affects my joints and my muscles. So like after a while they tense up and I kind of can't do anything about it. So I kind of have to just, chill for a little bit. And I can honestly say last year was the first time where I had the most spasm episodes, like within my back anyway, that like I would have moments where I couldn't move. And it was bad.
That's crazy though. I can only imagine because like sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything. But to have that like constantly, just feel like your tendons are just not how they are. That then what
They don't
they're
feel like
supposed
how
to
they're
be.
supposed to, yeah.
Yeah. Also, your dad says, speaking of tendons, he said he wants to see you do a flip.
No. I kid you not. I tried to do a cartwheel a few years ago, and as I was going into the flip, my wrist gave out. And I kind of like went straight down, and I never tried to attempt to do it again after that.
Oof. Yeah, I'm scared to even think about doing a cartwheel. Like I used to do that like no problem as a kid, but now I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, as a kid, I would be able to do it like once and be like, all right, cool. I succeeded at least once. I don't need to do it again for a little while. And then one day, I think it was my brother, we were outside of my mom's house with all of our friends and stuff like that. And my brother was like, oh, I want to know if you can still do a cartwheel. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I still can. And I went down, and as soon as my body went up to like do the flipping part, my wrist gave out. And luckily, I kind of caught myself in my arm, and I like because I almost face planted, and I was so scared after that. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to do this again. Like I don't need to do a cartwheel. I'm too old for that now. So I never tried attempting it after that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even want to try anything anymore at this point. I'm just like, in an age where you're not under your parents' healthcare insurance anymore. You're just like,
right. You're
I don't
under
want to
your
do
own stuff, so it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's like I'm not paying for my ass to do something stupid. So
right. Listen,
I
at my last job, my boss was always like, just so you know, workers' comp and insurance don't cover stupid. And I was like, okay.
It's like, all right, sure, um, Yeah. Also, Jeff says, "Oh, you kids, I'm wearing underwear older than you."
Wow.
And Stadia Pro says, "Jeff, you're supposed to change your underwear." That's funny. Well, we talked a little bit over about nostalgia stuff. It's been fun, but I think it's time for a quick little break today. Um, so we are gonna take a little commercial break to do a bunch of stuff after a word from our sponsors here. So, only one sponsor. So, check this out. Check out this cool ad that we have that you guys are familiar with. So, check that out, and then we'll do another segment later coming up. So, stay tuned. That's right. You guessed it. We're broke. We can only afford our own sponsorship by ourselves. So there you go. Check it out. ckBait show, 7 p.m. temporarily for season 1 only. For the rest of the remainder, we'll be back at 7 p.m. on Tuesday nights. Show only here on Friday. So for now, with that being said, it's time to take a look. We need a little eyeball and just palate cleanser overall conversation wise. So we are going to start. What better way by showing you guys a little double treat in tonight's segment of new clips I found on the internet. There you go. Because the internet again, back again.
Woo-hoo!
Check it to wreck it. Let's begin. If anyone's ever heard that song.
I am ready to see what you have for us today, Spectre.
All right, so it's a double treat tonight. I'm gonna have to forward a little bit on these clips, full disclaimer, just because to avoid any sort of copyright strikes. Because if anybody doesn't know, I literally go back at the end of every night or the day after of these live streams to edit out all of these copyright strikes or whatever things. So this is the one time traveler bit I was talking about.
Mankind has always been fascinated by the.
So I'm just gonna forward on it.
I köket. Så krona och grejer och det och massa där.
So basically the whole premise of this is that he was fixing a sink and then he noticed a leak when he noticed a leak. So he kept crawling and then he saw a light. And then apparently he kept crawling until he saw some sort of like space where he was able to stand up, and then he meets a guy that's about older, 70 years old or so.
Yeah.
And he was able to have his phone, and then this is the part where he found this person. Turns out it's his future self.
Wow.
And the wild part is that. So that was the most wildest thing I've ever seen, and we'll get to that soon. Sorry. Yeah, I'll explain why. But anyway, yeah. So see, everyone knows what I was talking about. But yeah. This is the video I saw too. I remember being mind blown when I showed my cousin, and he was like, "What? That is crazy." But it's very interesting. It's like, what? All right. But anyway, this segment here, since it's all New Year's resolution themed, I decided to show gym fail videos.
Oh, God.
Actually, yeah, that's what happened. But that guy was definitely destroying his legs, and not in the great way.
Get up. Yeah, there it is. Nice.
I think I remember what happened here.
Yep. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. It's
That had to hurt.
Yeah, I'm already like biting my lip because like I'm anticipating the blood.
Oh my God. Can you imagine being at the gym and seeing that? Like.
Yeah, I would have been like, is this guy okay? Like, what's going on here?
What in the world?
This one, I'm not really sure what's going on. I feel like
He's
my wrists and my back, spine is already like. Okay, I don't know about this one.
oh.
Okay, that's enough of the internet.
Oh my
Well,
Oh,
what a way to end to tonight's segment for that that part.
wow, that's
Oh
great.
man, but yeah, guys. Hope you guys enjoy that. But yeah, do you are you up for some 21 questions tonight, Lena? We don't really have
Yeah, we
much
can.
to go over.
Yeah, we can do 21 questions. I'm down.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do. Let's see. I feel like it's been a while. I feel like it's been a while enough that we don't remember the questions. I feel.
Yeah.
We can definitely do that then. In that case, we shall segue on over to our other segment of the 21 questions. All right,
21 questions.
it's been a while, so everybody, I'm sure everybody knows how the drill goes on these types of games. All right, and here we go. 21 questions.
Spin the wheel. Yes.
Spin, spin, spin. How many siblings do you have? Well, for me, I have let's see, I have three. I have two really, three if you count me. But
Yeah.
I'm the oldest. We were all 8 years apart from each other. What about you, Lena?
I have 5 siblings. I am the oldest of 6.
Nice. Big family. I remember you told me you had like a big house too.
Yeah, growing up on my mom's side anyway. My mom's side is bigger than my dad's side. And my
Yeah.
mom's side, we used to all be together all the time. So my grandma had a big house for all of us to just stay there. And
Yeah. I-
wow. Where is your favorite place to buy clothes? My favorite place to buy clothes is Forever 21 because they always have deals and clearance sales going on, and it's great because I could buy like 20 things and only spend like $12, which is amazing.
Nice.
So,
What about you guys? Feel free for anybody who doesn't know, feel free to join us in chat. What we do is we just answer questions like these, random questions. Could be anything, talk about anything and everything here. As always with these other previous shows, it does become sort of a therapy session in a way. So
it does because you're getting a lot off your chest sometimes.
yeah, you definitely do. Like everybody is already known like my probably a quarter of my personal life, what happened when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
yeah, pretty wild sometimes, I must say, my childhood. But favorite place for me, I don't know. Like I like to get stuff. I like outlet malls, honestly, because it's stuff that you get sometimes that's kind of cool. Like I'll get some cool hoodies or something like that, and it's just I think the great thing about it is because outlet malls usually sell out of season stuff, and what I like about it is just the fact that you might find something cool, and it may not. It's probably the only last one that you'll ever get that's like that.
Yeah.
And plus, I like all of those like mystery box, like ooh, get your clothes type of stuff too as well. I think those are cool too.
I like doing that, but only sometimes. Like I get jewelry from this place called Body Candy, and I just bought my first like mystery bag from there. And of course, I'm still waiting for it to come in because I ordered it before Christmas, which was kind of not smart on my part. But
Yeah.
it literally just got shipped like 3 days ago, so I kind of can't wait to see what I'm gonna get.
Oh, nice. It's interesting. You should. I think you should probably record some video for it, so that way, once your channel goes live, you can have some to upload. I think that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely do that. I feel like there's people out there that's still gonna watch it. Like, you'll never know. You always get like the weird part of YouTube. People watch random shit sometimes.
Yeah, they watch like random. Listen, me and my little sister, like, I never realized that she does the same thing, but like her and I, we sit up at night and there'll be like these videos. Like, I want to say that they're Russian guys, but I might be wrong. I might be
Yeah.
wrong, but I think they're like Russian or something like that, and they have like a carpet cleaning company, and they
Oh.
record like their carpet cleaning. And it's like for rugs it's like for throw rugs and things like that people have in their houses, and they'll like send it to them to be cleaned professionally. And I kid you not, it is so satisfying sometimes.
Yeah,
Oddly
they're
satisfying.
they really are. Like my addiction, I used to watch was like DIY stuff, and then I get upset because I don't have power tools or stuff to make it. So I'm like, oh, I just stopped watching it because it's just gonna make me depressed, and I want to make something. I can't.
Like for me, I at least watch a video or two at night before I fall asleep, and sometimes I fall asleep midway through one, and I'll wake up and be like, "Oh my god, did I finish that video? How did the carpet look when it was done?" Like,
that's how I too. Like it's kind of relaxing, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And dream job? What about you, Lena? Dream job?
My dream job has always been to be a head chef as well as a restaurant owner.
Well, if you're gonna ask me, good luck with that, because I have a lot of stuff. Like, I go through a lot of phases in my life, so at this point, I have a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. Dream job, but what I can tell you though is dream jobs that I wanted when I first stages in my life. I wanted to be a chef, own my own restaurant, Michelin star, but that's hard to get by.
Yeah.
But also filmmaking. I do love filmmaking. I do that as a hobby as well. Well, I'm currently like in my course, of course, like doing that.
Yeah.
And making YouTube videos. Let's see what else. And that's it really. Pretty much like any job that I would love and enjoy that has great perks, which happens to be what I'm studying for, which is pretty much like developing, web developer, stuff like that. Super excited to get that going. But yeah, got a lot of dream jobs that I want to do, which I'm working on.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy for me because growing up, like I watched my mom. I would never forget it. My mom used to work at this pizzeria called Perfecto's that we have in Trenton. And my mom used to work there, and we would go and visit my mom while she was at work and stuff like that. And I remember being in there and being like, when I get older, I want to be a pizza maker, because I just thought that was like the best thing to do. And then as I got older, I started looking more and more into like restaurant owning and, being a chef. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And that's what I want to go to school for and everything. So.
Nice. Yeah, you should definitely do it. I'm the type that will tell you I'm just ambitious. So anything I want to do, I'm just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go completely all in on it. But don't ever let people tell you can't do it, because you're only your only limit. Yeah, if you're gonna aim high and you miss, it's all right. You think of the journey and all the things you worked on and improved on and stuff you've achieved so far, even if you missed your target. Yeah, you did something for yourself. You did something good for yourself. Think about that. So it all ties into the New Year's resolution stuff. Bars. I'm kidding. No, it didn't even make any sense at all. I'm sorry. Making a fish sandwich. Nice. Thank you.
A fish sandwich, like you made fish and you're putting it on bread, or like a tuna sandwich?
Like, are we talking like McDonald's, like fish sandwich, like Good Friday, like?
Yeah, I'm like, when we talk about fish sandwich,
Dream job, firefighter without the lung cancer. I agree. I mean, you can only imagine. I feel like firefighters should get paid more for what they do. Honestly,
I
EMTs too.
mean, they're literally going in and fighting fires and risking their lives. It's
Yeah.
crazy. In Philadelphia, just on Wednesday, or
Filet
not
sandwich.
Wednesday, Thursday morning, there was a fire that killed 12 people, 9 of which were children and 3 were adults. And it's crazy because it was in a 2-story row home, and all of the kids were upstairs on the second floor. And the way the house was built, getting to the second floor was very odd and weird, and they couldn't get to them. And all you hear from the reports of like the neighbors and stuff around the area was that all they heard was just people screaming, and literally they just heard everyone crying, and it was crazy. And it took hours for them to put that fire out. And they said it all started from a 5-year-old playing with a lighter and um caught the Christmas tree on fire.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, I'm telling you, they deserve a lot more pay for what they do.
Yeah.
With cheese and tartar sauce, and dang, Pete, do your show.
Just asking.
Well, speaking of questions and show, what's your favorite dessert? Let's say.
Oh, my all-time favorite dessert is tiramisu. I'm not a big fan of espresso, but tiramisu is definitely my favorite dessert.
Nice. For me, hmm, what was the favorite dessert that I really loved? Cheesecake with graham cracker crust. Ooh, that's good. Hard to beat that one actually. That's a really good one.
Oh, that's great.
For me, I would have to say, I feel like my favorite one would have to be. This is so hard to pick. I do like creme brulee though. I mean,
Oh,
anything creme
creme
brulee
brulee
related.
is amazing. Yeah.
It really is. Oh man, I just love it. Yeah, I'll have to say creme brulee for now. Ooh,
Okay. Yeah, creme brulee is amazing.
red velvet cake is amazing. Actually,
Ooh.
what I used to do back in high school. Well, I'm sure I still have the recipes around here. I just don't remember where they are now.
Yeah.
Sadly, because I had like a whole binder and stuff. But anyway, we have I have like a recipe that I used to make, and it was red velvet cookies, and we used to sell them
Ooh.
back at school, high school, because I had culinary arts, and I think it was like for senior year, it was a double block class, so it would take up
Okay.
two classes
Yeah.
pretty much. And the best part about it was the class was late. It was like the very last block of lunch, so we wouldn't have lunch I think until like 1 o'clock or something like that. But the best thing is we would cook, and then we would actually eat the lunch before we get to lunch.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have to eat the school lunch. That's how it was
Yep.
for me actually my senior year. I took a class called um I think they called it home ec,
Oh
and it
yeah.
was home ec. It was independent living and home ec. So what they did was they split it into 2 different courses. Independent living, they showed you how to budget with buying groceries for a family of 4, which would be like your typical American family, and how to like do your own like repairs and things like that. So in that class, I learned how to make pillows and blankets, and I still do that now. It's a hobby that I have. And when I
Yeah.
first started, all we had to do for our project was make 1 pillow, and um, I think I made a total of like 6 pillows. I did one that I have for myself, and then I actually did an entire couch set of pillows for my mom. So she has 3 pillows
Nice.
at her house that she still uses now. and they're double-sided, so they have two different prints on each side. And then I actually did an embroidered pillow for one of my friends when she was having her baby. So it has her daughter's name on it, and it was like the first little pillow she ever had. And then I did a really cool pillow for one of my exes when I was dating him at the time. So I took a lot of time, and sometimes I would bring them home with me and just finish them at home. But I did 6 pillows in 1 week, which was crazy.
That's crazy. You know,
Yeah.
I wish more schools would do home economics. Like when I moved here from the US, like I was shocked because we had home economics like every grade.
Yeah.
And you know, like I learned a bunch of stuff from there. Talked about crazy stuff like how to sew something, how to all the stuff that you did too as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Talked about puberty for some reason from what I remember, which I don't know how that was related to home economics.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we used to have like I was and we even have like ever seen those tetracycle like those like Capri Sun like made out of bags or whatever. We used to make those. That used to be our projects for school. I remember that. And I had to sew one in.
Yeah.
And we did that back in the day. But that was pretty cool. I remember that. Like I just wish we had that more. I feel like I wish more schools in the US at least rather.
Yeah, I took that in. Well, it's crazy because now it's an elective in schools where you can choose to do it if you want to.
Yeah.
But when I was in school, we had to at least take it once. I did it my junior and senior year because I just really liked the class. I liked the cooking portion of it. But making different, like doing different recipes and making stuff from scratch and knowing that it tastes 10 times better was like my most favorite part about it. And it was pretty cool because me and my brother, we had the same class during the same period, and he had his own little kitchen on one side of the classroom, and I had my own little kitchen on the other side of the classroom, and him and I would kind of have a little competition with each other to see whose stuff was better. And because cooking is a passion of mine, I always did better. Not to toot my own horn, but I always did better. And I actually graduated with a rewards. I got a rewards check for that class for being top of the class, which was pretty cool. So I felt so proud of myself.
Well, that's
So it was really nice.
Cool.
It was really cool.
Also, for pet wise, what pet would you like if you could have one?
I would have a chinchilla. I always talked about having a chinchilla, and I seen one the other day at the pet store when I went with Sandy. I think like 2 weeks ago, and it was the cutest thing ever. I remember seeing them for the first time when I was younger, and I was like, I always wondered what it would be like to have one as a pet. And surprisingly, one of my friends that I met last year, he actually has 2 of them, and he was like, to be honest, they don't like being held. They'd rather just be in the cage, but they're cool to look at. He was like, but other than that, you really wouldn't feel like you have a pet in your house with having one. And I was like, oh. He was like, yeah. So if you're a person who likes to be interactive with your pets, I mean, I wouldn't say they're for you, but they are cool to have and look at. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess it's nice to know.
Just one of those like exotic pets.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because for like certain pets like that, you would need to have a permit in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, I see. Well, if I were to pick, I would probably want a scorpion. Really, I mean, I used to be kind of scared of them, but I learned that apparently emperor scorpions in particular are pretty docile, which is pretty cool. Apparently, they're like the type that you could just like put in your shoulder and then they just won't do anything, which is neat.
Oh,
I always wanted to do
yeah.
that. Yeah, and the craziest thing is they're the biggest. I think in the pet world, at least for them.
Yeah.
Name one of your favorite songs. Is interesting because for me it's like flavor of the month every time I up in here whenever I pick whatever song. So let me see. I'll let you go with that one first, Lena, because I need to decide which one song I like.
My favorite song is actually it's called Point of View by Ariana Grande, and it just speaks about having self-confidence and loving yourself. So, um, I'm really that's what I'm really like into and trying to do right now for myself. So that song really like speaks to me right now. And it's just that's my stuff. When that song comes on and it's like me and my little sister in the car,
Yeah,
it's over.
it's over.
It's over. Her and I are just going in. The other day we were in the car or on Wednesday, we were in the car with Sandy and we went to go get our nails done, and on our way back the song came on in the car, and me and Michaela, that's my little
Yeah,
sister, me and Michaela, we were like, all right, we got this. And then we just started going in on the song. And eventually
nice.
like my little sister just stopped, and then it was just me singing by myself. But um yeah, no, I it just speaks about self-confidence. That's what I like. So
Well, I mean, it's a good anthem, though. I'll tell you that. Good message, definitely.
yeah.
You might want to go, as stated, bro. Mod the Discord is getting ugly. I wonder whose Discord is this. Is that It's not the Steady Bash community Discord, is it? I don't think there's anybody that's like doing anything there practically. Everybody's sleeping. But
Yeah.
for me, lately I've been on a workouts phase, so I guess there's a lot of songs that I've been listening to. I guess the most common one, I guess, is it's called "Get Back" by Pop Smoke. So there's some there's some oldies there. Brian
Yeah.
Ferry, "Slave to Love," pretty good song, pretty classic. If you guys don't know what that song is, if you ever seen the movie Kingsman, like they play the song at the end of the bar, like the mid credit scene, that's what that is. Pretty good
Yeah.
song. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess there's just been a lot of Pop Smoke lately, which I don't know why I just randomly just looked into it, and then all of a sudden I got to the rabbit hole of Pop Smoke, which is a good song.
Yeah.
Ooh, PTSD by Pop Smoke is a good song too as well. It really sounds a lot like he sounds a lot like vintage 50 Cent, like "Get Rich or Die Trying" 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I thought he was 50 Cent at first, but yeah, um, pretty good song. That's it. Um, Next one up, spin the wheel.
It's weird to like hear
Favorite.
my dad cough.
Is he on the phone? Or
No, all
Cow-
right, so he's in his room. I'm sitting at the dining room table, and my
oh,
dad's
Cowboys.
room is like right off of the living room.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at the dining room table, and every now and then I just hear him cough, and I'm like, I just keep looking over, like if his door is open, even though it's not. And I'm like, it's weird to hear my dad cough because I never ever see my dad like sick or anything.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think he's sick or anything, but um, it's just weird to hear him cough randomly throughout the day because I feel like I never hear it.
It's one of those things where it's like you don't know this person could make that type of noise. You know what I mean? You're
Right.
just
I'm
like,
like,
what?
every time I hear him, I'm just looking over like, I can hear you through the door. Are you
Yeah.
okay? Like, do
Yeah, it's got
you
like
need some water?
so you unlocked a new exclusive sound.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. So when me, Sandy, him, and Michaela all got COVID back in February last year, my dad was the only one who had no symptoms. So like he didn't really experience COVID because he had no symptoms. Whereas me, Sandy, and Michaela were practically dying for like the 2 weeks. So um every now and then when we bring up COVID, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, when I had COVID, man, it was like the worst thing ever. And I'm like, nah, man, shut up. You ain't had no symptoms. Like, you was chilling the entire time
Oh
playing
man.
video games. Like, no, you can't say that. So, like, just
That's,
hearing him cough now, it's like, what?
yeah,
Every
that's
time you
that's
get a
pretty
little
funny
cold
though.
and now you're coughing and stuff, but you had COVID and you was perfectly okay. Like, what?
Oh,
But you know what? My dad is getting older, so it's not like his immune system is still the same.
yeah. Oh man, I remember that. I remember he said something like he got COVID, and then we're just in the middle of a conference call for like the network, and then he's just over there like casually, just like on working. I'm like, this
Right.
doesn't really
And
sound
like
like as
Sandy's
COVID.
like dead in the bed. I was like dead on the couch, like, what? And then got from there to walk out the room and talk about, man, this COVID is crazy. And me and Sandy are looking at him like, bro, keep it down. We got a bad headache. Like, you're making all
Yeah.
this noise.
I mean, maybe
Like,
that's his version of bad because some I assume because people have different pain tolerances.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
no, he had no symptoms at all. Like, he didn't even know he had it until he got tested because Sandy tested positive. And then
oh,
he
well.
got tested because they, obviously they share a room. And then pretty much like his results came back positive, and we were like, what? And he kept saying, no, I'm going to be negative. I'm going to be negative. And we're like, no, we got it because you and Sandy share the same room and sleep in the same bed. So, no, we're pretty sure you probably have it too, and you just don't know. And sure enough, he got his results, and he was like, what do you think my results are? I was like, positive. And he was like, yeah. And we were like, oh, man. And we're like, well, how do you feel? Oh, man, I feel perfectly fine. I'm like, what? That's
So
crazy.
what? How do you feel? Fine.
Yeah, like, what? No symptoms?
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Also, on to the sports. What's your favorite sports to go to? Yeah, name your favorite sport or athlete.
I don't play sports per se. However, Um, growing up, I always said two of my favorite sports was basketball and baseball. Every now and then we would play like a small game of baseball in like the backyard or at the field, and I was actually pretty good at it. So if I ever really wanted to like play a sport, I would play baseball.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I only have two favorite sports. Usually, I don't really follow any other sports. I'm more of a boxing and MMA kind of guy. So, um, lately, I've always kind of been curious about wanting to look into like doing some coaching, just
Yeah.
to see, like I'll be interested. Why not? But other than that, that's those like the only sports that I've ever liked. At least I found invested interest in. I mean, granted, I did play. I was doing like whatever this like sprints or something like that and
Yeah.
soccer back in the day, but I don't know, it never really captured my interest too much. I guess it just wasn't much for a team sport kind of guy.
Yeah.
Name one of your favorite places to eat. Well, um, for me, it has to be something Korean barbecue. Can't really beat it for me.
Yeah.
If you get me the well, because I don't know if it's the same for everybody else, but for us, like we have like unlimited stuff where like you just order whichever meat, cook it on a hot plate. Um, it's over for me. Either that or you give me Korean fried chicken, it's over. I'm done. I'll eat it. Um, but yeah, that's mine. What about you? Nina?
Favorite places to eat. My favorite place to eat at is actually Texas Roadhouse. They have
Ooh,
like the best rolls and cinnamon sugar butter spread ever. It's like love.
it's
That's my
heaven.
favorite part about going there, to be honest. It's my favorite part about going there. I can care less about getting food.
Yeah, yeah. I heard well. What I mean, I tried the rolls too as well. They're really good too.
Yeah.
They're really addicting. Sometimes like I feel like I get kind of full before the actual meal hits, and I'm just like, oh, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah, you have to stop yourself at some point in time and be like, all right, you need to stop. Like,
Yeah, like it has to stop. Like that meme needs to stop. For me, yeah, favorite place to eat. Okay, well, and the next one is favorite TV show.
what is your favorite TV show? Um, the show that I'm actually into right now is called Blackish. Um, And it's pretty much a show just based on like what it's like to be a person of color in like the world today. And I always seen the show to be like a comedy that I would see like every now and then coming out into the living room. But once I started getting into the show, I start realizing what the show is really about. It's more than just comedy. And I actually like the whole concept that they have of it. So, yeah, Blackish is what I'm into right now.
Nice, nice. Let's see. For me, don't really watch that many shows to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm a movie guy, but um, let's see. So Silicon Valley was like my favorite one as of recent because it's like coding career and stuff like that. It's a pretty
Yeah.
funny show. Highly recommend it. Um, let's see. Other than that, I don't really have a show that I could like think of that I kind of that made at least an impact on my life. I guess you could say. um, yeah, that's it. Forged in Fire was a good one too. I mean, it's like people blacksmiths like making weapons and things like that. That was a pretty interesting show
Oh,
on
wow.
history.
Yeah. There are Netflix have certain shows called like um that are about I mean it's like little contestant shows, but
Yeah.
they like show you how to make like hand blown glass like stuff and um how to like make things out of metal and I kind of like watching stuff like that. There's this one science show called How It's Made and they literally
Ooh,
like
yeah.
show you how a lot of things in this world are made. And I can sit there and watch that all day long. When I was younger growing up, I would sit there and watch that for hours on Saturdays and Sunday mornings.
Yeah, those are. That's a good show. I used to love watching that show. It's my
Yeah.
favorite. Let's see, which family member am I closest to? Well, don't really have a close family member that much. I guess you could say. I mean, nowadays I'm just by myself. What about you, Lena?
Yeah, I can totally relate. I've slowly, over the past few weeks, like grown closer to, technically we're not family, but it's like my brother's girlfriend. And like her and I will sit in my room and just talk for hours. Um, but I mean, she's not really a family member per se, but she's been around for so many years that she might as
Yeah,
well be my sister-in-law at this point.
I mean, not yet officially,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that. I don't really have any person. I guess I could think of in my family that I'm super super close. But yeah. Let's see. Well, I mean, I guess that was a pretty short section. So I guess we'll see you guys later. I'm kidding.
I was looking at the time like, what?
But yeah. Next question for me. If you could meet any celebrity, who would you meet? Guys in the chat, if you guys want to respond, feel free to respond. Welcome back, Cowboy. I guess he really did have to round up all the crazy stuff going on his Discord, according to Mr. Odin. But yeah, let's see. I don't really have that many people I look up to as a celebrity, to be honest with you. If I had to pick though, Keanu Reeves always gonna be my favorite. Just love how
Yeah,
super humble that guy is, and how the way he carries himself and does things. Um, Tom Hardy, I guess you could say, is one of my favorites too because I do like his work ethic.
yeah.
Great actor. What about you, Lena?
I would actually love to meet Tyler Perry. I would love to know what inspired him to create all of his movies and his plays and his shows. Um, like just to know like what inspired him to do all that would be amazing.
Yeah. Tyler Perry, I heard, is pretty good. I remember he's pretty popular when he came out with all those like Medea shows when it first
Yeah,
came out. Yeah,
yeah. But
I remember.
when you watch some of his movies that aren't based around Medea, they're actually like deep. The stories in them are really deep. Like the Diary of a Mad Black Woman, that one's really deep. And there are some scenes in his movies where like you would think, who would put that in a movie? Because like it would have you bawl your eyes out. But you know,
Yeah.
it's he's a really good storyteller.
Well, that's good. I heard from a friend back then that the whatever was it called the musical versions of his movies were actually like deeper and really great compared to like the movie versions or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, his plays. He does plays. He does playwright versions of his movies, and they are, I kid you not, they're more on the comical side of things to like kind of lighten the mood for a
Yeah.
crowd of people that you're literally in front of.
Mhm.
But they are pretty hilarious, but then they're also like you get the story more seeing people act it out in a play setting.
I see. I see. Um, yeah. All right. And
Being the
next
mayor.
question for the spin. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Really appreciate you guys watching us and um, checking us spin a magical wheel with words. Well, favorite video game wise, well, I haven't really been playing as of recent because of like schedule wise, but I have
Yeah.
been playing Vampire, which is pretty fun. Um, it's a basically a like you play like this guy who's a vampire, and you have to figure out solve a pandemic that they're having in London, and I think I forgot what time it is. It's like it's a timeline with like Jack the Ripper and everything, like that timeline. Anyway, it's pretty good. Highly recommend it. It's pretty fun. It's a story based game, so
Yeah.
if so like whatever choices you make in the game and certain characters like you'll
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool.
yeah it'll affect what you're gonna do. So highly recommend it. It's really fun, um, honestly. What about you?
My favorite video game is called The Last Guardian. I remember my dad had GameFlyed it for me because I wanted to play it so bad, and I beat the game in 2 days.
Nice, nice. I heard. Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
heard about that too. I heard the Last Guardian is one of those like really like timeless games that, as of recent,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. It's like we're getting closer and closer to the end here, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with us. Still. Name a few of your favorite hobbies. Um,
Mm,
let's
see?
see. Hobby wise for me lately is more of I guess just creating things. Like I have a lot of ideas I want to create. Granted,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I get way too busy that I don't do anything to to get around it. But yeah, it's one of my favorites to do.
Yeah.
It's just the creative process of doing things. It's just I don't know. It's just fun for me. It's like, oh, hey, why don't we do this and this? Favorite
Yeah.
video game is World War Z. Nice, nice. I take it you're excited, Suave, for that World War Z aftermath to come in. I can't wait either. I'm super excited for that. What about you, Lena? Hobby wise.
For me,
Yeah, hobby wise.
yeah, for me, hobby-wise, I like to do like diamond paintings. Um, every now and then, like Sandy and I will bring out little canvases and we'll like paint random pictures. Um, so I like doing things like that. I like doing puzzles and stuff that'll help like clear my mind and just keep me focused on one thing to like help me relieve stress in a way, pretty much.
Nice, nice. Yeah, puzzles are definitely great. I do like puzzle games too as well. Those are fun
Yeah.
if you just want to Gotta kill time. All right, spin time. We're getting closer.
Suave said, I love reading.
Nice, nice. I wish I had more time to read. Honestly, I've only been doing just audiobooks for everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's I mean it's great, but you know, I just don't have any like, space for books, unfortunately. but yeah, at least you know audiobooks and everything. I just appreciate it still. Something you're afraid of? What are you afraid of? You know.
I am afraid of spiders. Well, all right, maybe not all spiders, because daddy long legs, I'm okay around. I don't mind picking them up just because I know they can't harm me. But other than that, spiders are something I fear.
Hmm.
So yeah,
For me, I want to say it used to be spiders, but I mean, not really spiders, more like tarantulas in particular, because growing up as a kid, um, back in a different country, we used to play with spiders. We used to
yeah.
have spiders. They sold those in markets, you know, in like a plastic bag, and we used to play with them. And we used to like place bets on them, and make them fight each other.
What?
Yeah, yeah. We used to
Oh
carry
my
like
god.
match boxes of spiders and stuff like that. But I think I was just scared of tarantulas, just because we never had those growing up.
Okay,
So
yeah.
seeing something like an enlarged version of it, I'm just like, ooh,
It's
okay.
crazy that you can have them as a pet, but then it's also crazy to think that, oh, my laptop just died. Okay, all my things are dying on me. Um, um, it's crazy to think that like they aren't really venomous to people unless like their hairs. They like can throw their hairs at you, and that's what will cause irritation.
Yeah, like I heard people um get exposed to it. It's like really irritating. But that's happened like
Yeah,
tarantula before, but I never really experienced it like with the hairs because and it's only with New World tarantulas. Like it's always well, I mean, well, yeah, obviously nobody knows, but yeah,
yeah,
like if nobody know if anybody out there doesn't know, there's two types of tarantulas. It's New World and Old World. New World is basically they don't have hairs. They don't kick it up. They mostly live in arboreal areas, so like trees and stuff like that.
hmm
And they hate humans. So you know, like they
I hate
don't even
humans.
don't even try bother getting close to one because they're just gonna try to bite you. New World, there's more creatures there that tend to tolerate humans more, I guess you could say. But yeah, main way to tell is just through hairs. Like if they kick up hairs, then it's a New World tarantula.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm afraid more of heights. Honestly, I feel like if I watch anything heights wise, like my hands sweat like
See,
crazy.
I thought I would be afraid of heights growing up, and then I got my first roller coaster, and I was like, oh, this isn't that bad.
Oh man, I have a story for that. Well, I mean, it's not really roller coastery, I guess you could say. Like, have you ever seen
Yeah.
those? Have you seen those boat rides? Like, you know, those boats that swing up to like, like side to side, and
Oh,
like
yeah, they're kind of like Himalayans in a way where they
yeah, like
rock
on a pendulum.
up side to side, but they don't necessarily flip. They
Yeah,
almost do, but they don't.
yeah. I had the
Yeah.
worst experience ever. Like, oh gosh, I was such a little kid. Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, it was back at home in my home country. Anyway, so I went back home to visit my cousins 3 years ago, 2017 or 18, or whichever year it
Yeah.
was. But so we went to the fair, and he goes, "Oh," my cousin goes, "Oh, let's try this. Let's go." And I'm like, "Oh my god, sure, I guess." And like how how the rides there, like here, it's like a sturdy piece of like metal bar, right? Like I'm sure
Yeah.
it's like it's like a thick like automated like actuated thing, right? For here, because I've
Yeah.
never been on a boat here in the U.S. But yeah, so So we try that, and my cousin yells over to the guy operating it, and it's like operated by like an engine. Like it looks like they just ripped off a cockpit of like a John Deere tractor and stuck the
Oh
engine
God.
through the
Yeah.
thing. And he was like, hey, Mister, make sure to go all out on like full speed, okay?" And I was like, "Okay." I didn't think about it. I didn't really care about it at that point. I was like, "Whatever," you know. I didn't mind the ride. Like it was fun. But the
Yeah.
thing that got me scared was when it finally hit like the full um, height
Speed.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the full speed. And I was like, oh shit. Because it was just literally a, a metal, bent piece of metal on me. Like there's no lock holding it down. And so every time it goes up and then it goes down, I would feel myself lift from my seat like a couple inches, and then I would feel the bar fly up a little bit. So I would like
Yeah.
push it down. So I'm like, okay, stop. And my cousin was like, oh, he told me to stop, please. and,
That's
and like,
how they are down here. Like, don't
oh,
get me wrong, I don't mind it. However, there is a little part of me that'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to die. But then
yeah,
another part of me is like, woohoo, let's keep doing this. And then for a second, I'd be like, woohoo, with my arms up. And then I think to myself, like, yo, what are you doing? Grab onto the bar. But yeah, no, I definitely get what you mean, though. It's definitely scary.
yeah. I'm just like, man, like I would have enjoyed this if I felt more safer with this bar. Like I would have trusted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust my life for this thing. I'm just like, I'm not about to be one of those like top 10 horrific, um, like fair deaths compilation on YouTube. Like I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
Like no thanks. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Um, 3 things you look for in a best friend, Lena.
Having a good heart. Caring and just and just being, just being there, being someone that you can count on.
Yeah, that's the same for me, honestly though, because let's see, I'm mainly looking for more like friends who are just there I can count on. Like I don't really have to. Um, well, I mean, because I'll do anything for my friends, you know. Like
Yeah.
I'll do something, but I don't ask. I don't really ask anything in return, except for maybe like just be there when I need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and not to be fake, of course. You know, like, I don't like fake people that are just like your friends, but then apparently they're not your friends. That kind of
Yeah.
deal. That's not what I like. Yeah, me too. I'm excited because my PC can't run that, so it's gonna be fun. It's day one buy. Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's a cop on site. So once you see it, like, get it once it's out. You know.
He said Amazon for the win. Oh
Oh my goodness.
my God.
All right. We're getting close, down to the wire here. Name one of your favorite books you've read. Easy for me. The book that I've been shouting out from the high heavens, shouting out Squids because I really appreciate him gifting me that book. The Slight Edge, if I've mentioned earlier, definitely you guys check it out. It's a pretty great self-improvement book if you're looking for it. Definitely check that
Yeah.
out. But yeah, that's my favorite. What about you, Lena?
For me, I've been reading this book. I've read this book a few times, but it's called The Last. I don't know. I usually know the name of this book by like the back of my hand. It's something it's the last something. But it's by an author named Diane, and she writes a lot of like murder mystery stories, and it's actually part of a 2-book series. So I actually have both of them, but the first part of the series is my favorite, and I've read it over 10 times already. And it's one of those like thick kind of books, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Nice, nice. I honestly need to just start reading more. It's just so hard to find time to get stuff, especially if you
Yeah.
got a full plate. It's just insane sometimes.
I currently started 2 books, and they're both still sitting on my nightstand, with
Nice.
just the first chapter being read. So,
That's how I felt when I was trying to read the what's it called, um, the Slight Edge, because I was like, man, I'm gonna read this book every day, and then like I would get so busy at work, I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. Like I can't even read a page by the time
yeah.
I lay down. Just like, oh man. Yeah. Next question. We're getting close to there, guys. Next up in the wheel Reno here, we got name a talent. Something you're good at. I guess you could say pretty good at detective stuff. I guess you could say because been playing a lot of vampire, so that was pretty cool. Trying to figure out the choices and whatnot in the game. Um, Also with trivia games as well because I've been able to I've managed to pull out some pretty good answers and win some games from
Yeah.
just detective reasoning and stuff. What about you, Lena?
A talent of mine that I am good at is singing. I'm very vocally, I'm a vocal person with more than just talking.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, yeah, I can definitely tell from the story you said that you were singing with your sister. So
Yeah, me and my little
definitely.
sister, we love singing all the time. It's gonna get dark for a second. I have to like transition myself back to my room because my phone is on like 5%.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, that's fine.
I already had one device die on me, and that was my laptop, so I'm trying not to have my phone die too. Because that's what I'm streaming on.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's something me and my little sister we do all the time. I took her to get dinner today, where it was just like her and I, because I with my little sister, I like to try to have like that one-on-one time with her. And
Yeah.
so I took her, and she was like, "Can you play some good music in the car?" And I was like, "Well, I told myself that this year I will try not to skip my music because I created a playlist, and half the time I'm skipping the songs that I put in the playlist to begin with." So she was like, "Well, can you at least just play something? Let me skip it. It won't count if I skip it." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." 'Cause I'm still gonna feel like I let you do it, and no. But there are some. It's because I listen to a lot of like the songs that I grew up with, rather than what they listen to. So
Nice, nice, nice. Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'm the same too. I'll be like, let's play shuffle, and then I'll shuffle to or forward to like the next song until I like it.
right, that's what I do, and I'm like, I have a bad. There goes my hair.
Oh.
Everything's fine.
Well, while you're fixing that issue, it looks like Climax said "Letters to Young Brother" by Hill Harper is his favorite book. What's that one about? Climax. I feel like I've heard of that artist or author before. Uh, I think we lost Lena, you guys. Oh, there you go. I thought your phone died.
Yeah. No, my connection went out. I'm like, here we go. It's funny. I sat down, I plugged the phone in. We're talking all here. It's I'm like, no, my AirPod died. So I like
Uh,
switched over to the next one. Then all of a sudden I look back up and I'm like, hey, I don't hear him talking. And I looked and like I seen the thing just started.
I
I'm like,
see. I
great.
see. Well,
It's because like here in Jersey, it's like,
yeah.
a little past midnight, and oddly enough, like when it starts hitting a weird time in the night, like your internet starts to go down. I feel like they're trying to tell us like you need to go to sleep type thing, but it's really weird. It happens around the same time every night.
So you're in a company. It's just like you're gonna sleep now.
Yeah, like I kid you not, I'll be watching TV and like all of a sudden my Hulu will start reloading and I'm like, whoa, I was watching that. And I'm like, and it'll do it a few times and eventually I'll just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Like I think it's just a sign.
Yeah.
But it's yeah.
Well, moving on. Who is someone you miss? Lena?
Um Recently the person I've missed the most is my godmother. Um she passed away now 5 months ago, so um she's just someone I've missed a lot recently.
Yeah.
Um and she was a big part of my life growing up, so but she made it to be 100 years old, so at least I have hope for myself.
Oh, well, I
It's
mean,
great.
yeah, that's crazy. Like she's lived a long, great life. Then she went
Yeah,
all the way to 100. It's crazy.
yeah,
For me, I would have to say probably my godmother and my all my grandmas, things like that. Because I used to be, I used to go with my godmother everywhere when I was a kid,
yeah.
to the point where people thought that I was her child.
Oh,
So, um, like I used to go with her everywhere, and then I used to have my grandma, the one who owns that hat shop. We used to go everywhere. Like we used to go food and eat somewhere.
yeah.
Um, and she'd always like say, "Oh yeah, I got my senior citizen discount, so we'll eat somewhere."
Oh,
And
yeah.
I got my granddad would take me sometimes too to go to a restaurant. We'd eat like this giant piece of burger, and it was like one plate. Like that was pretty fun back in the day.
Holy crap. Yeah,
But yeah, it was great. Bus rides just to go there, and sometimes I could go on a bicycle. Pretty fun.
yeah. Yeah, with my godmother. Well, my godmom and my godfather anyway. Um, I used to when I was younger, my aunt showed us how to like make holiday cards and things like that, like from scratch. And where like you're putting your own stickers on there that kind of pop out, like writing, and like she taught us how to do different fonts when it comes down to writing. So we every year for Christmas or Thanksgiving or any kind of holiday or their birthdays, um, I would always take them a card and we would have dinner and it'll just be nice. So I miss those
Nice.
days.
Yeah, definitely me too. Especially when like things back then when things are simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I could definitely relate. Um, Sometimes I wish I could just relive those stuff back in the day. Um, but yeah, what about favorite superhero for you? What's your favorite superhero? Oh, looks like we lost Lena again. Let's see if she could come back for a little bit. Oh, there you go. Hey.
Yeah, it's gonna do it for a while.
Well, good thing we're close to our end of the show. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I hope this doesn't. I hope we could power through at least to like the last bit of a few moments here.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is um I'm gonna say Superman. I grew up watching Superman, especially during like the Smallville times and things like that. That was my Superman, was like the Superman you see in Smallville. We used to watch that series with my dad all the time, and that's like one of the shows that I remember the most vividly watching. So that was my Superman. But yeah, Superman's my superhero, my favorite
Oh, nice,
superhero.
nice. I remember watching Smallville. That was pretty cool. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's funny.
Um,
Like I can just hear the theme song playing on my head now that we're talking about.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Me too. Me too. Um, for me, I think my favorite superhero. I'm gonna switch it up this time. I'm gonna say Spider-Man because I've seen the last you know, Spider-Man movie and
Yeah,
that was amazing. Um, definitely a movie I would recommend for any Spider-Man fan. So
yeah,
definitely watch that, guys. I hope you guys would check that out. And um, yeah, you're probably gonna cry like a baby if you grew up watching all the other Spider-Man. So
oh,
yeah,
oh,
pretty sad, I'd say, in
yeah.
certain parts of it. But yeah, highly recommend it. And let's see. Getting close. Thank you guys for who else is on here for tonight watching us the rest of the way through. Really truly appreciate it. If you could travel to any country outside the U.S., where would you go and why? Oh, we lost Lena again. Um, well, for me, I'll have to go anywhere tropical. I do want to look at the Caribbean. That'd be
Yeah,
interesting to see. There is this. I always kind of loved like these like adventure movies, like Indiana Jones, and I would
yeah,
always love to take a look because I heard there's a old forgotten city. Supposedly, it's like um, a haven for pirates back in the day, of Golden Age. So I'd love to
yeah.
take a look and explore there. But yeah, what about you? Lena?
Um, does it have to be a country?
Oh, well, it doesn't really have to be. I mean, it could be like any specific place that happens to
Yeah,
be
'cause
in the country. Yeah.
I would love to go to some place like Bora Bora. I mean, just enjoy the ocean, clear, crystal blue waters.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, I mean, yeah, honestly, I've heard about Bora Bora. I'd love to give that a try someday. Hopefully, you know. Um,
Yeah, I would love to experience Bora Bora at least one time in my life.
me too. Me too. I want to try it at least once. So finally, to take it home, I guess we
Oh,
got no
that didn't
questions.
land on it.
Apparently, we don't have any questions, guys. Anyway, see you later. I'm kidding. We're gonna read it. So, if I can read it upside down, what's something you wish you were good or better at? Um, well, what's something I'm good or better at? Well, probably, I guess, more motivation. I mean, it's been hard to get motivated sometimes when you get too busy
Yeah,
and you're
I
just
wish
tired.
that I was better.
Oh, we're losing Lena. But yeah, let's see if we can get her back maybe for a little bit still. Hopefully we can finish out the stream here.
Yeah, I'm like, it just cut out in the middle of me talking, and I'm like, how rude.
Yeah, The internet, what you doing, man?
Oh my god. I'm like looking like, yo, are you serious right now? Like I'm talking, you just gonna cut me off. No, something I wish to be better at is communication. I know like sometimes I'm not great when it comes down to communicating about like my feelings or just communicating about how I feel with certain things. Um one of like for example, one of the guys at my job who is a manager for the opposite company that we're partners with, he came up to me on Wednesday and was like, "Hey, I have a question." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm not great with giving like criticism to other people. So he was like, "So, as a company, how do you feel what are some changes you think that we can make to better ourselves?" And I was like, "Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I didn't prepare myself for this." Um, I'm not great at like this kind of stuff. And he's like, "Well, here, I'll give you till Friday and I'll come back and see you on Friday and get an answer from you." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, great." And I didn't really think about it, but when I finally told myself like, all right, it's okay to give criticism, especially when someone's asking for it, and it's because like they really want to try to better themselves or their companies, things like that. And then, I kind of just cleared my mind and I spoke about it and I actually felt better about at the fact that like I got the confidence to communicate with that person and, speak my mind. So definitely communication.
Yeah, especially with this day and age right now, since we're all at home and it's hard to be off text messages via communication and how you feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
because like you
definitely,
could read a text message and be like, why is this person mad at me? And the entire time they're perfectly fine.
yeah. Or like, oh, did he mean why? Like, why? Or why? Or
Yeah.
why? you know? Um, Definitely hard to do, especially when dealing with things like that. Especially with that's one of the challenges we had too when we were doing networks with Cowboy because we just don't know if people are going to be mad or if the person that's talking to us they thought we were mad.
Yeah.
And we are just like, no, not at all. Like we're not really, whatever, thinking of anything different. But yeah, definitely I agree. Communication is one of those things that, including myself, is guilty as charged as well. but but yeah, we are on the. With that being said, we're on the tail end of the show. Thank you guys so much who all dropped in here. I'm gonna try my best to shout out everybody. We got Mr. Urban World, we got Cowboy, we got Jeff, we got Vet Cloud Gaming, we got the Climax, which I'm pretty sure he already climaxed out. Batman, yep, I agree. I love Batman too as well. Um, let's see, got Crow as well earlier here. State of Pro Gaming as well. Really appreciated him dropping by tonight too as well. But yeah, thank you guys for dropping by. Really awesome turnout tonight. I was kind of nervous to see how we were gonna do because I figured we've been gone for so long because of so many things
Yeah.
that we were doing in terms of Stadia Bash, community, and the New Year and Christmas and all that. So hope everybody enjoyed their time, and I hope everybody continues to do well on their 2022. I hope everybody is doing all of on doing well, doing their resolution. Hope everybody is doing well. You can catch us again Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we've got 3 more episodes left until that finale is going to end. Sadly, we're going to take a quick break after that. But, other than that, we appreciate you all. We'll be back. Okay. Lena, where can we find you? And also, final thoughts on the show.
Um, you guys can find me on Tuesdays at 6:30. I feel like I never say this correctly. For me, is it Pacific time or is it Central?
It's Eastern for you. Eastern.
Oh, Eastern. Okay. See, this whole time change thing is just crazy.
Yeah.
You guys can find me on the show Triple Slam with the Cowboy and Sandy Beaches on Tuesdays. My time slot during that show is 6:30 to 7:30. You guys can catch me there, Eastern time, and also um, follow my Twitter because I actually just started a show with Suave, aka the Climax, called Man versus Woman, and today we had our test run show. Um, and I believe we're going to be doing that on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so stay tuned to that too. And then you guys can find me here with Spectre on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, or oh my God, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And for you, is it Central for you then?
It's Pacific time
Or
for me.
Pacific time? Okay, so
Yeah.
7 p.m. Pacific time for Spectre. Yeah, so that's what, 3 shows I got going on now during the week? Holy crap. Um,
You're already
but it's,
following Cowboy.
yeah, I am. But it's awesome though. I really appreciate doing these shows with you guys, and um, it's definitely an experience I would have never imagined myself being in, so I definitely really appreciate it.
Nice.
And doing this show with you is awesome. Just being able to just be open and just talk about all kinds of stuff. It's definitely enjoyable. So
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Really appreciate that. And also, tell the people what your new show with Suave is about. Or, like, give us a
Oh,
little premise on what we're
so
expecting here. What we're going to
the
expect.
new show with Suave, it's called Man versus Woman, and pretty much the show is going to be um looking at things from a woman's perspective and then looking at things from a man's perspective. So for our test run show, the topic that we did today was if a man or a woman was to say, I don't want a gift, do you still get them a gift? Or do you just take their word for it and just leave it at that? So there were some points where Suave and I agreed, and then others where we were kind of like, I don't know about that. But pretty much it's just doing things from a man, speaking on things between a man and a woman's perspective. And then also we're gonna bring some gaming into it too. So
That's
definitely stay tuned for that. It'll be
that's a
awesome.
that's an interesting concept. I can't wait to check that out. And you said this is on
Yeah.
Suave's channel or
Yeah,
Climax?
Suave's channel.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. And there's also Climax himself confirming the Man versus Woman show. So definitely check
Yep.
that out on Wednesdays. Um, yeah. That being said, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Climax, as well, for jumping out and or be on the chat as well. But yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you next time, and I hope you guys enjoy this little outro for one of our ads that we have here for you. So hope you guys are good, and we'll see you next time.